I'm excited for this. I am excited for this.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, welcome to the Right Way to Publish for Profit group. If you're seeing this somewhere else, you may not be too familiar with me. I am author Brandy Hunt, author and publisher and trainer, but most commonly known as author because that's where my journey began. I began as a struggling writer trying to figure out this whole thing out, and what I've learned over the last 6 years. For one, I ended up becoming a publisher because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to go to. I didn't know how this was going to get done. So I became the answer that I needed. Therefore, I pretty much built my company from the ground up with little to no information. And what does that tell you? That means that I literally know all the nuts and bolts because I had to figure it out on my own. So if you're there and you just started writing your book, I can help you from there. I can help you with creating platforms because I literally have had to create my own platforms. Today, my special guest is Andrej Suttles with Suttle Solutions. And me and Andrej met because he's writing a book and I needed to do webinars. Wasn't that a beautiful marriage? And so a lot of you asked me, how did you just jump up there and do a course? Well, I didn't start there, believe that, but I've been doing training and courses for probably a little while now. My profession is in teaching. And so it was a perfect opportunity to take all the information that I know and put it into a video so that I could reach more people, which is why you want to create a course. And if you're thinking, that all sounds good, but I don't even know where to begin, I'm your beginning and your ending. I'm the author and the finisher, along with God. So just I will help you throughout the process. But what I learned is that we have to start from the end. What I thought when I started was I'll just start where I am. I write a book and then I'll figure it out as I go along the way. But what I learned along the way is if I would have started with the end in mind, Andrej didn't left me and went to the beach. If I would have started, I'm jealous. If I would have started with the end in mind, which is the big picture, and then went back and wrote the book, and then incorporated it into personal development, which was my target audience. If your target audience is not necessarily personal development or development of any kind, Andrej may be able to tell you how you can still use his services. But for me, it's online course development is anybody who's trying to be an expert in a field, or is it, and I don't say trying, but is the expert in a particular field, and you need to reach the masses of people. It's very hard to try to sell one book at a time. Let me tell you, this is one of my books, ABCs of Publishing. Do you know how many people I have to ask to buy my one $15 book versus giving them an entire course on it? First of all, the money that I get for the course is going to be quadruple what I pay for a book. And the transformation that you're giving is also going to be quadruple than what, because if you can give someone your book, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to change. But if you give them a online course and make them accountable to you to report their change, then they're more subject to make the change. So that's my plug. So if you are wanting to design a course, create a course, and you've had that thought in your mind, you just didn't know how to get there, guess what? We on the right track. We have Andrej here today. He is my main man.
Nice.
Ladies, I don't know if he's single or not, but I told him 20 years ago, because I think he in his 20s. I'm 40. 20 years ago. So you even get some eye candy while you do your webinar. And fellas, I can't help you. So I'll bring somebody for y'all. But thank you for being here today, Andrej. You have done a phenomenal job on my webinar. Even, you made it fun. I wasn't nervous. Well, I was nervous, but it had nothing to do with you. The atmosphere was conducive to what I needed to have done. You're super talented. So I'll let you take it away from here, what you have to offer, and then we'll come back and I'll ask you a few questions and we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, well, first, I appreciate you having me on. It was definitely a breeze doing the photo shoot during the video shoot. one thing that I love doing with my clients is building relationships. And that's one thing that we spoke about. That's actually the way we met. I think I DM'd you like, hey, someone told me you do books. What's going on? Do you do books? And we started talking, and we got on the phone for a 15-minute, pre-call, and it ended up turning into an hour. And I'm like, all right, so you got your 10 topics for the videos, and you're coming by 2 weeks from now to the studio. And but just when you build that relationship with someone and you really figure out, how can you help that person? How can you help them reach that goal with you being a resource? Sometimes it's not always video, it's not always photos. Sometimes they need help planning those out. Fortunately for you, you were like, look, I already got I have all 8 videos done. I just haven't recorded it. I feel like I'm not there yet. I'm like, what? Like, let's just knock it out. You was like, I'm trying to do it by February. I'm like,
he did. He was like, February.
You got everything done. So just building that relationship with people. And, one thing that I always tell people is everyone has value and everyone has a purpose. So whatever that may be, and whenever you do find it, strongly consider how you're going to get it out, how you're going to not necessarily sell it. Everything doesn't have to be sold, but how are people going to get it? And with us personally, we only have 24 hours in the day. We only have 24 hours. We only have a set amount of places we can be. I can't be in California and in Atlanta and then back in Texas in one day. However, I can run an ad that'll put my thing in there over here and over here. I can have 3 videos, but when it comes to marketing, consider how you can spread that purpose and how you can fulfill your purpose by giving back. And one thing that spreads very quickly and to an infinite amount of people is the internet. It's the web. Mm-hmm. So figuring out how to get content on there to market yourself with is a prime key. Like we were speaking before, and I was like, what are your rates? And we went over those, and I'm like, well, I started doing some numbers in my head, and I'm like, you can make significant money by doing this. However, we've got to have these calls. And I'm like, then I started thinking, how many calls go from 15 minutes to an hour, and when you build that relationship, it's really hard to just cut it off right now when you're kind of flowing. But having that course that pre-qualifies people. And then when they do get the course, it's like, hey, boom, 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 boom. I remember speaking with you and you said, hey, I've got kind of 2 rates for you. I can either drive the car or you can drive the car. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I like driving passenger with the car with steering wheel right there in front of me. Like, I want to sit in the car, but drive. Like, and that would be like, that course would be perfect for me, to where I've now that I've went through those 8 to 10 videos, and it's like, wow, this is exactly what I needed. So being able to reach more people without physically being there to reach them is power in itself. So what I like to help people do is help them share their message to their audience, whoever that may be, whatever platform it may be, and whatever kind of form of content that may be. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking to create content in some aspect, to create a video series in some aspect, whether it's fitness, it's corporate, whether it's, insurance training videos, like we do the whole 9. But just consider how you can streamline the process. We live in a world now where everything is fast, it's fast paced. So reconsider that workflow. What things can you streamline with a couple videos? Simply a couple videos. You have a couple videos, you send them and it's done. There's no more interaction. Now you're following up, you're reflecting on those things. So that's one thing we kind of focus on, is trying to help you hit that goal faster by using us as a resource.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know if I was rambling, but I felt like that was
no.
I feel like
all of that's necessary information.
Help everyone, So
do you have some videos that you can show, or
I'll show
things that you've done already?
Can I show your intro?
Sure.
So an intro of your video. Boom. Y'all see my screens everywhere. Boom.
There I go.
Here we go, guys and gals.
Welcome to The Right Way to Publish for Profit. I am author Brandy Hunt, and just like you, I started with a blank canvas. I knew that I had a story to tell, but I just didn't know how to tell it. I didn't know who to ask, who to call, What do you do next? Well, what happens right after that? So what I decided to do was start my own publishing company. I became the answer that I needed. But it didn't come without work. It didn't come without blood, sweat, and tears. But just like you, I had a passion and a drive to tell my story, to change the world. And ultimately, of course, yes, I wanted to make money off of it too. And I'm going to show you how to do all of those things. You'll never have to ask what comes next because I'm going to show you exactly what comes next. I'm going to show you how to build your brand. Yes, not just your book, but you're going to build a business. You're going to build a brand. You leaving a legacy. A book is not just a book you want to put on the shelf. You want to leave a legacy behind to say, I was here. This is my story. Not only is this my story, but I made it through. And I'm a living witness and a living testimony that you can do it too. Let's get started.
Nice.
Yay.
That was just a little intro video, but yeah, just things like that you know, streamline the process at the end of the day. Make it to where you get more time doing things that you love, but also providing value to others. Like, it's important that you continue to provide value through your purpose. So it doesn't have to always be hands-on. Remember, you can help people without being directly hands-on, and that's kind of what we help people do.
And I think in this day and age that we're in, it's hard to always meet at 7 p.m. on Monday.
Yeah,
I have children. Quarantine has everybody's schedule kind of, I say kind of, just everywhere. You're doing virtual school. You still want to grow individually and help your family. And I've been there where I'm trying to start a business, maintain a business, and work, and be married, and be a mother, and be a daughter. But if I could just pop in this course, I could be driving down the road. Yeah. Technology literally gives us the ability to keep going. That's why I always tell people with podcasts and YouTube or whatever, if I can hear a voice and the voice is pretty much telling me to keep going, or if I'm listening to a business seminar, I'm in motion, whether I'm on a plane, train, automobile, I could be on a bicycle, I could be doing my workout. Audio literally helps us to keep going, whether it's audio or video, because of course you don't necessarily have my face being there, you know, is a great connection, but you can turn my face off and still get the message. And I always tell people this is good, you know. However, I prefer for you to be listening to the words coming out of my mouth, because my face can't change you. You're just looking at me, but hearing the message come out of my mouth is definitely, that's good. It can go worldwide, international. I spoke on an international stage this year. If I can remember, it wasn't Egypt, but it was somewhere out there. Literally, they may not have had it in their budget to fly me out there. It may not have been in my own budget to fly out there. But when they messaged me and said, hey, can you come and speak about publishing to 5,000 women somewhere overseas, Dubai? Yeah, that's what it was. I was floored. I was like, what? I can now say I'm an international speaker. I've spoken now twice. That's crazy. I may not have gotten that opportunity had I not been home, had I not had the internet to be able, the internet literally has connected us all year. I don't know about you, but there were days I'm like, somebody just video chat me. Let me hear something positive. And so, do you have any other videos? Do you want to share Marissa's video?
Yeah, I'll show Marissa.
Or the guy that you showed me that you actually had the PowerPoint up behind him, just to give them different, you know, how people do it differently.
Yeah. All right.
Hi, Eugene. Eugene is one of my clients.
So I'll show
he is he called himself Mike the Vegan is his name. He will be excellent at this. I actually just got off the phone with him, and that was my get to know me. And he's a certified trainer. He's a vegan specialist, and when I say he know he know his stuff. So I gave him your information, so y'all can connect.
I was working with this other chef, and a couple things fell through, but I had some ideas that were like, I'm gonna talk. What was his name? You said
his Mike the vegan. He put his information under the video, so when we're done, you can go inbox him if you like, or Mike. You can I call him Eugene, but his name is Mike the vegan. But he can message you, and y'all get together. He's awesome.
All right, I'm gonna show the one of getting to know you, and I'll show.
Oh, this was fun. And guys, let me tell you, Andre was so fun to work with. And when I tell you, I work with multiple personalities, and I can just tell you, everybody's not a people person.
Yeah, for sure, they're not.
Andre might not like people behind the scenes. He might be like, "Oh, I'm so glad I'm done extroverting so I can go be an introvert somewhere." But guess what? I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know. He didn't put that on me. He wasn't standoffish. He wasn't like, can you hurry up? Let me tell y'all, if you know me personally, you know I'm a perfectionist, and I'm trying to change that. And I'd be like, wait, cut. I don't like that one. Let's do it over. That's fine, Brandy. Go ahead.
10 minutes.
All right, take 2. So
into the shoot. All right.
That was me trying to get my nerves out.
Yeah, play some music.
I had to put a song on.
It was in their vibe, and so here's a workout video for some workout people. But same thing applies for other. I would say like fitness aspects. We do yoga stuff like that. But anything kind of moving around, just that YouTube style cinematic, trying to kind of capture your audience attention, stuff like that.
Oh, that's a good one. And this is really big right now because a lot of people don't want to go in the gym. And I've noticed it's on different platforms. So if you are in fitness, he's your guy.
And then as far as like any kind of corporate company, we like to do, I like to start video series with companies. Just because whenever you start a series, it gives the clients, it gives them something to expect. It gets them coming back. I keep looking over here because y'all are over here. So it gives them something to expect. It gets them coming back. But at the same time, you start to build some consistency. You start to build some fans, some loyal people who are looking forward to it. So a series that I started with the company here, and well, they started the series. We continued it. Base 360 is called Hard Hats Only. Here's an example of it.
Welcome back, Hard Hats Only. We're Base 360, and I'm Nick Gilly. 229 Augusta Street is where we're standing right now. I'll have to say one of the best parts about being a general contractor is seeing our hard work, time, and effort come together into something that looks just like this. So this is one that we custom designed, built, our own tradesmen under the Base 360 banner have the vast majority of construction here. So the pride is overwhelming, but enough talking about it. Why don't we go take a look at it? Come on.
$25,000 or $49,000 appliance.
And there you have it, another one in the books. 229 Augusta, hope you enjoyed. I'm Nick Gilly, we are Base 360.
So there's one. I also like to do get to know videos. So like if you have a company or if you have a team or anyone like that who like you kind of want to get to know them, you kind of want to share your vibe, the culture. Some videos that we do are kind of like behind the scenes, get to know style videos.
Color.
Red.
Your favorite movie?
Love and Basketball.
What about your favorite author?
The Bible. God.
Okay. What is one of your pet peeves?
Complainers.
Okay. What is your favorite zoo animal?
Elephant.
Ooh, okay. If you could have any superpower or super ability, what would it be?
Peace.
I like that one. What makes you angry?
Failure.
See, I just come up with questions on the
What is your
spot.
proudest accomplishment?
Being an author and a publisher.
So just little things like that for social media plans. But yeah, I like to, I mean, there's just a variety of things that we do, you know. even down to weddings, you know. Some wedding stuff. Y'all get married, y'all gonna redo the vows. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. So it's crazy that you talk about building relationships, because every one of the grooms that I've shot over like the past 2-3 months, they're all a part of my Modern Man group now. So like when we get there, we chop it up, we have a good time. You know, it's ultimately about making you feel comfortable. When you feel comfortable, you can provide the best version of yourself that other people deserve. That's kind of what I aim to do, whether it's, you know, listening to music that we like to listen to, no matter what it may be. Just the little things that add up. So
that's awesome. So you basically do videography across the board, no matter, so whether they want one video or 100, keep them in business.
Yes, we do a lot. And we also do podcasts. That's a big thing kind of growing now, is podcasts, and just building that consistency of your brand that people can they feel like they have access to you in a way. You know, if you're consistently giving them a podcast, giving them value, they want to be a part of it. They want to be a part of something that's growing. So something like that, and being able to provide people with that, is something we kind of enjoy. So.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that consistency of your brand, because I think that's the one thing people forget, that you can't just pop up your one product and then go away and hope that it builds itself. Like, you consistently, and because of the day and age that we live in, we are the product.
Yeah.
You are the product first. What comes out of your mouth, what you put on your page. I don't share dramatic information on my page. Yeah. You will never see me say, oh my God, my life is horrible. I hate this person. I hate that person. You will never see me spewing venom. Do you think that I don't think those things? Rarely do I think I hate anything, but do you not think that I have problems in my life? Do you know why I don't put them on social media? Because I'm also a motivational speaker. And so if I was to start spewing venom, I am now contrary to the person that I post to be, pun intended. People post one personality, and then you see them in a weak moment post a whole different personality. Well, which of these two people are you? And it's not that you're being fake, it's that emotions last this long.
Yeah.
I have clients that get the best of me. Hey y'all. but you're never going to see me demeaning anyone's character, because consistency of the brand matters. My brand speaks life and health and strength and tenacity and endurance. And here I go falling apart at the slightest bit of something happening. So how can somebody get in contact with you? We'll start there in case anybody's watching and like, we got to go. So how can somebody stay in contact with you? Even your Modern Man group, I think if somebody's on here and they're like, oh yeah, I want to connect with that. So tell us all the ways we can get in contact with you.
Yeah, so I'm on social media platforms as Andrej Suttles or The Empowerment Coach. And then if you want to reach out, we have a Facebook group for all men. It's a closed Facebook group, private group. You got to answer a couple questions to get in. It's called The Modern Man. We do a show every other week. It's called The Modern Man Show. That's found on Facebook inside the private group as well. Our podcast is No Rain, No Rainbows, and
I like that.
Modern Man. Yep. So same thing. And yeah, if you want to, just shoot me a DM. I mean, I'll respond to it. Yeah, just reach out.
So what is your podcast about?
So the podcast is about going through essentially whenever someone becomes successful, people feel like they just kind of made it overnight. But the podcast is kind of going through people who are in their rainbow, their success phases, and kind of going through the rain that they had to go through to get there. And just kind of relating it back to people and things that they had to go through. So, there's some crazy stories on there. There's definitely some crazy stories on there.
I think you should do I think you should do a book with everybody's stories in it. Plug,
right?
Bring about 20 people together to write a short story, put them all in a book, and then y'all hit me up, okay?
All right, we got you. I'm gonna talk to Ted.
I think that was no rain, no rainbows. I mean, I think that would be one, especially from this year. If people have stories of COVID and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that. Just hit me. I'm just saying, if you got time, I got time.
Yeah.
So your podcast, No Rain, No Rainbows. Your Facebook group is The Modern Man. Do you have a media group?
So my company is called Suttle Solution Media. You can find us on SuttleSolution.com, Suttle Solution on Instagram. Same thing, whether you reach out to the business or me, I'll follow back up with you.
And on Instagram, you're the empowerment coach.
Correct. Yep, the empowerment coach, Andrej Suttles, either one. Find me. Let's start empowering some people. Let's get it done.
And you are also a motivational speaker. Is that correct?
Correct. I am.
Okay. Well, it's Motivational Monday. So as we get ready to close out, do you have anything motivational that you like? You've motivated me, but that's just because I've been listening from the beginning. But
I serve on the board of directors here in Greenville with a nonprofit called Stride Tutoring. And what we do is we help kids stay up to date in math and reading so they don't get held back. So they get to continue on with their grades. So a lot of the kids that we reach out to that we help, I want to say, I don't want to give the exact percentages, but a lot of them can't afford it. So what we do is throw a lot of online stuff, a lot of fundraisers and things like that. However, one thing I always tell the group is because I'm the youngest person on the board of directors, and I kind of know how marketing works a little bit more than the other directors. And I'm like, hey, we're just gonna have to build this up, build some consistency. And one thing I always tell them is perfection is not attainable. However, if we chase perfection, we can achieve greatness. Same thing Vince Lombardi said. So for anyone out there today, if you're feeling like, it's not adding up, it's not working, remember that you have to have those bad days in order to know what those good days feel like. If I paid you in pennies every single day, right? And then I gave you a nickel and I gave you back pennies, you'd be like, what's up with the nickel, Same thing applies. You've got to have those good days for those bad days. You've got to have the bad days, vice versa. Remember, life is just a continued law of average. That's all it is. Like, if you can handle the lows and you can handle the highs, you'll make it through with what you deserve. So, that's about it for today.
Amen. And of course, I can't let you go without telling the people about your new book coming out.
Yeah. New book coming out, The ABCs of Life. I'm excited for this book. It's a book dedicated to my sister. It's a under 100-page read. It's something that's interactive. It's something that honestly I believe is going to help a good amount of people change their life. Honestly, and if you go by and you actually do what the book says and you answer and you look yourself in the mirror, I think this book can honestly help a lot of people.
Look yourself in the mirror. It's the best thing you will do for your lifetime. Don't look at other people. Look at yourself and then the you that you're desiring to become. So that is my motivation for the day. Don't look at me or Andre and go, ooh, I want to be like them. Take the tools and the resources that we're giving you and become the best version of you that you can, even striving for perfection, knowing that we can't attain it, but I can be a better version of me tomorrow than I am today. If I just, I strive, remember, we start with the end in mind and not just today. So if you want to start an online course, if you want to publish a book, and of course I'm his publisher. I can't let him go somewhere else. So if you want to publish a book, if you are in the writing stages and you're like, it's just still in my head and I can't get it out. I told you, I started from scratch. I started from nothing. and here I am today. Definitely have not attained perfection, but I got a strategy that'll knock your socks off.
Yeah.
So, and it includes course creation. 2021, we creating courses and writing books that go with our courses. That's what we're doing. So if you want to do that with us, then call us. Call me. I'll make sure that you get in contact with Andre. Call Andre. If you create the course and then write the book, however you want to do it, you can create the course, then call me and say, I got my course, let's write this book. Or if you write the book, I can help you outline the course. To me, that's a match made in heaven. What you think, Andre?
Hey, it's they got to hear the course to understand why they need the marketing material.
That's right. And we can help you market. There's nothing else that you're going to need in this world but us. Okay, remember that. So I do free consultations. Andre, are your consultations for free?
They are.
So Andre does free consultations. Again, if you're watching this video and anything that we've said has resonated with you, please give us a call. We'll talk to you at no charge, and we'll make sure that you stay on the right track.
Got to jump to fly.
The best subtle solution we can find. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.